In this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 problems that every single business owner will have, whether you're a startup to a billionaire, and they are gonna be sales, people, finances, strategy, and leadership. And in this video, I'm gonna break it down for you. So let's look at the first problem that you're gonna have, sales. Sales will always be a problem no matter what. Whether you're not selling enough, whether you're selling too much, or whether your sales is stagnating, you're always gonna have a sales problem. If you have too much sales, for example, you're gonna have to create more capacity, and you're gonna have to make sure that your sales don't overpromise and underdeliver. Otherwise, you can actually kill a business with too much sales. So one of the problems we had, for example, is too much sales. You think, hey, how can you have a problem when you're selling too much? Well, we had 4 people and we won $28 million worth of deals. We couldn't fulfill the deal. We couldn't even handle the clients and all the stuff that we had to go through because it was too big. If you have too little sales, you're gonna have a problem too. You're not gonna have enough cash. You're not gonna have enough revenue. You're not gonna have enough profit. With too little sales, your business is not gonna be able to expand. So how I like to actually fix sales is by building the whole infrastructure of sales, right? And there's 3 areas broadly in sales. The first thing is your product or industry knowledge. Having your product or industry knowledge is the entry point of being able to sell stuff, because people want to know that you know what you're doing and you know what you're selling and that you have expertise in the area. And this is where a lot of small business owners or even medium-sized business owners get stuck. They get so good and they invest so much in their product or their industry knowledge that they think that that is sales, but it's not. It's only one element of sales, and that will get you through the door. That will help you start initially building your team to maybe like 5 to 8, 10 million, but it's not really gonna make you fly. The next area that you're really gonna have to look at improving is the professional selling skills, right? Your professional team that is going to know how to sell any product or any service in any type of market. If you have that, then you can expand your product range. You can enter different parts of the industry that you may not be a complete expert in. You're going to need sales management. You're going to need sales systems. You're going to need all the processes in the sales area that is going to streamline your sales, and that's going to help you build a team in sales. So you really need the professional selling skills and systems and infrastructure. The third area, if you want to make large deals, I'm talking 8-figure deals or 9-figure deals, is business acumen. That's when you know beyond your industry and beyond your product and beyond just the professional selling process. You're going to have to deal with high flyers who make decisions, and they're going to want to know that you understand the economics behind the market that you're in. They're gonna want to know that you understand the legal, the terms and conditions, and how to structure a deal, and how to look at a business, and how to strategically position a business or grow a business so that you can make that deal together and not have it flop. So you're gonna need those 3 things if you want to achieve a high level of sales. Which brings us to the next problem, people. You can have too many people, you can have not enough people, you can have people that are stagnating, you can have people that are leaving, you can have people that need to be fired, you can have people that need to be hired, right? And when you have a business that is growing, you're gonna need more people, and you're gonna need the right people that will work together. And the thing with people is they're human beings, and they have emotions, and they have baggage. That's one of the biggest things that I've found in business when you're hiring, is people are gonna bring their baggage from their home or their past or their childhood, and you're gonna have to deal with that in your business. If they have a big ego, they're gonna bring that ego to your business, and they're gonna cause chaos with other people. If they have fear and insecurities, they're not gonna perform as well as they possibly could. If they have bad habits, they're gonna let your teammates down. There's always gonna be a problem with people. When you have a growing business, you're gonna have to hire people, and you're gonna have to hire people quickly. The quicker you hire people, the less quality control you're gonna have in building that team. And one of the most important things that you can do is have that dynamic of them working together. And when you're growing fast, the problem you're gonna have is they're not gonna have an established dynamic and set of expectations and boundaries that they have when they're working together. So you're gonna learn that along the way when they have clashes, because they're human beings, and human beings tend to have conflict with each other when there are unclear boundaries, and when there is fast growth, there's usually a lot of things to work out. And when you have a super fast growing business, there's gonna be things that you haven't worked out. And so your people are gonna be clashing, they're gonna be butting their heads together, and they're gonna be experiencing conflict. So in business, you're always gonna have a people problem no matter what. Okay, the next problem is finance. If you don't have enough money, you're gonna have a problem. If you have too much money, you're gonna have a problem. If you don't have enough money, you're not gonna have enough fuel to grow your business. If you have too much money, a lot of people get in a situation where they spend that money and they don't factor in taxes, they don't factor in things that they should have spent and paid for, or it could just be a matter of what's the best use of that money. If they don't know how to handle it, they're gonna waste it and they're gonna squander it. And actually, when people have too much money, it's like having fuel to add to your fire, and you can create a lot of problems in your business by, for example, hiring people that you don't need, or overpaying for things that is gonna cost you more than what you initially paid for. And eventually, when you add all that up, it will become not enough money again. So people get in trouble all the time when it comes to finances. I've seen it in many cases where businesses are expanding and they've bought into different areas that was a bad investment. So when they had too much money, they spent the money in a bad way, and then eventually it ate the money that they had, and then they didn't have enough money. So it's always a constant balancing act of making sure that you're handling money in the right way. Which brings us to the next point, strategy. Strategy is always going to be a problem because nothing ever stays still. The future is evolving, and your strategy can't stay the same all the time. You're gonna always need to know, which way am I going? Am I going the right way still? Do I need to change direction? Do I need to create a new pathway? Do I need to create more ways to win? So strategy is one of those things that, especially in the small business space, a lot of people don't understand what it is, and they don't understand how to develop it. And it takes very, very specialized skill sets to do these things, and they're very expensive skill sets to do it in a way that you can pitch to investors, for example, right? An investor will always want to know, what's your strategy? What am I investing in? Where are you going? Why are you better than everyone else? Why should I put my money here? And a lot of the questions there are answered by your strategy. And when you're a big company as well, your strategy needs to always be looked at, because the markets keep changing, the environment keeps changing, regulations change. You always have to know whether your strategy is still relevant based on what has been happening and what is about to potentially happen that could essentially kill your entire business. For example, like the taxi industry, and Uber comes along, hey, is your strategy still gonna work when you've got an Uber or ride-sharing competitor coming to the marketplace, thanks to better technology and also a social kind of movement towards using that type of mode of transportation. Where some of these things interrelate, for example, is, let's have a look at strategy and finance. Your strategy is gonna tell you what to do with your finances. How are you gonna direct your finance? Where are you gonna invest your money? How are you gonna spend it? Where are you gonna make your money? How are you going to grow your margins? Your strategy will inform your finances. And when a business owner is missing strategy, they're gonna have a hole in their finances that they didn't know existed. And that also extends to people, sales, and every other part of the business. If you're not clear on your strategy, you don't know who to hire, you don't know how to expand your teams, and you don't know how to do anything in your business. So you're gonna be taking stabs in the dark, and you're gonna have an unclear strategy, it's gonna impact everything else. And now we tie this all together with one of the most important aspects of business, and that's gonna be leadership. If you have the right leaders, you can take nothing and turn it into something. If you have the wrong leaders, you can take a big, successful business and send it down the toilet. So the reason why leadership is really important is because the leader makes all the decisions. They control everything. If they make the wrong decision, they can kill a business. If they make the right decision, they can help the business expand. The leaders select the people. The leaders decide what to do with the finance. The leaders decide what their strategy is going to be. How are they going to win in the market? Which direction are they going? What are they going to do? It's all up to the leaders. So if you have the wrong leader, you're going to go the wrong way. If you have the right leader, you can have a whole bunch of problems and still overcome them, particularly in a fast-growing business, where a business is growing fast and the leadership of either the business owner or the people in the business don't keep up with the pace of growth. That's one of the things that actually kills a lot of fast-growing business, because people at the helm, think of it as a racing car. When you're going 20 miles per hour, 20 kilometers per hour, hey, look, if you bump something, you're gonna get a dent. But if you're going 200 an hour, then if you hit something, you could potentially crash that entire vehicle and die. So you have to be a better driver. And a lot of people, their leadership skills are not good enough to keep up with the growth that their business is taking.
Meeting adjourned.
So we've covered 5 important points about what a business is always going to experience as a challenge, no matter how big they are, no matter how big they grow. I have experienced this with startups. I have experienced this with multi-billion-dollar businesses. And at any point, they always have at least one or more of these problems. So why am I telling you this? Because no matter how big your business gets, you're always going to have these problems. So you better be good at it to be able to grow your business and make it win and help it keep winning over time.